everyone, welcome to Map My Tutor, where the chemistry becomes simple, scoring, and actually fun. I'm your chemistry guide, Dr. Sugandha, and today we are going to dive into KSET Chemistry PYQs. This is a real game changer for your rank. Remember one thing, if you feel like chemistry is going in a wrong direction, then I am your catalyst over here. Let's start with the questions. For a given half cell, aluminium 3 positive plus 3 electron aluminium, on increasing the concentration of aluminium ion, the electrode potential will, what will happen? Let's see. This is an important question of electrochemistry, okay? And the very important reaction that is known as Nernst equation. E is equal to E naught, that is E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N log Al aluminium solid by aluminium ion 3 positive ions. Okay, we will write this equation like this, Nernst equation. Okay, this is known as Nernst equation, very important. So for solid value will be 1, and for we need to see for the value for the aluminium ion, that what will happen in this value will increase. So see, we will write E cell plus 0.0591 by number of value of N is number of electrons are 3. So it will be 3 log Al 3 positive. So on increasing the concentration of aluminium 3 positive, the value of the E cell will increase. Okay. So answer is C, increase. Let's move to the next question. Match the following and select the correct options for the quantity of electricity in Coulomb per mole required to deposit various metals and the cathode. We need to tell how much this quantity of electricity will come for all these metal ions. So C, for silver positive, it will absorb 1 electron, will get silver. Magnesium 2 positive will absorb 2 electron and will give magnesium. Likewise, aluminium 3 positive, 3 electrons, aluminium. And titanium 4 positive plus 4 electron will give titate. Now for 1 Faraday, for 1 electron, for 1 Faraday, it will give 965,400 Coulomb. So we just multiply for silver 1 into 96500 and we will get the same 96500. Is this in the answer? Yes. For silver it will be the 3. From the options, we will get that only one option is there where A is equal to 3. So for the in terms when there is a long calculation problem, first see the simplest way you can calculate this question. Okay, like this, we need not to multiply. We know 1 electron is there, multiply by 965,400, we will get the same answer and we will get answer. So we get the answer A directly from here. You can see by calculating that if we multiply 96500 by 2, we will get the answer 4. B is for 4 and C is for 2 and D is for 1. While solving, you will get the same answer. Just you need to multiply 96500 with 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So in exam, try to solve it quickly. Just see which is the easiest calculation. Is there any option? Rule out the other options and you will get the answer very quickly. Don't waste time on such questions in solving each and every point in the exam time. Okay, go ahead. Catalysts are used to increase the rate of a chemical reaction because it decreases the activation energy of the reaction. Yes, this is the only answer. If we decrease the activation energy while reaction, if we add catalyst, this is the activation energy. If the activation energy is decreased, then the rate of the chemical reaction will increase. See, catalyst is a substance which itself don't involved in the reaction but increases the rate of a reaction by decreasing this activation energy of a reaction. Okay, by decreasing the activation energy of the reaction. So this is the right answer. We need not to move further. This is for sure the right answer, that decrease the activation energy of the reaction. Half-life of a first order reaction is 20 seconds and initial concentration of the reactant is 0.2 molar. the concentration of reactant left after 80 seconds is. This is a question from chemical kinetics, okay? So we need to calculate the concentration of a reactant. How will we calculate? The easiest formula is AT after time t concentration, and at the initial stage it's half raised to power n. This n is the number of half-life. Okay. So how we will calculate n? Since n is equal to t by t half. So we have time after 80 seconds. So t will be 80 and t half is 20 seconds. First t half is 20 seconds. So if we cut this, n value will come out to be 4. Just put the value of n here. 18. This we need to calculate. A naught value is given 0.2 molar. 1 by 2 raised to power 4. So on solving, you will get the answer 0.0125 molar. Okay, so this way very easily by using this formula, you can calculate the value of a concentration of a reactant after certain time. Okay, so B is the right answer. In the given graph, activation energy for the reverse reaction will be, so for the formula is delta H is equal to E activation energy of forward minus backward reaction. This is very simple calculation. See, the value of delta H is given. This is 90. For forward, it is 215 kilojoule. Minus, we need to calculate this activation energy for the backward reaction. Just minus, add, we will get the answers. EAB is 215 plus 90. So the answer will be, solve it. It is 215 minus 90. What it comes out? It comes out to be 125 Kelvin. Okay. So 125 kilojoule is the right answer. For the reaction 2N2O5, see how many questions are given from the chemical kinetics. Last two questions were also from there. This is also from the chemical kinetics. For the reaction 2N2O5, 4NO2 plus O2, initial concentration of N2O5 is 2 mole per liter. And after 300 minutes, it is reduced to 1.4 mole per liter. The rate of production of NO2. Let's solve it. First, write the rate for this reaction. How will we write? It is for reactant side, as it is a rate of disappearance, we will use this minus sign. And for this stoichiometry, we will write minus 1 by 2 dN2O5 by dt is equal to, for product side, we will use plus sign 1 by 4 dNO2 by dt is equal to dO2 by dt. He has provided the initial concentration of N2O5 and we need to calculate the rate of production of NO2. So we will consider these two terms only. So for this dNO2 by dt on rearrangement, we will get this 2 will go this side. It will comes like 4 by 2 dN2O5 by dt. So it will cancel, 2 will come here and two values are given here. Initial concentration of N2O5 is this and after 300 minutes it is reduced to this. So it comes out to be 2 minus 1.4 minus 2 by t is given 300 minutes. So it will be like this. So on solving, you will get the answer 2.5 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So this is the right answer, 451. Please solve it at home. This is a very simple calculation. You will get the answer 2.5 into 10 raised to power minus 4. Okay. Which of the following methods of expressing concentration are unique? Let's see, all these are the concentration terms. Molality, mole fraction, mass percent, 10 molality, mole fraction and mass percent. See, in this question, if only you know the molality units are m, small n, then also you can solve. In all the options, there is molality. And molality units, you know, for molality we end with small m. For molarity we use capital M. For normality, we use N. And they all have units. Okay. So mole fraction and mass percent are unitless. We have seen in the last questions also that mole fraction are unitless. So this is the right answer, mole fraction and mass percent. Let's move to the next question. Select the incorrect statements from the followings. Let's see. 22 books have infinite significant figures. This is true. Where 22 means any number of zeros we can add to it. So it has infinite significant figures. So this is very true. A statement is right. And he is asking about the incorrect. Please focus. In question, whether they are asking correct or incorrect. It is very important. Okay. In the answer of calculation, 2.5 into 1.25 has 4 significant figures. Well, this is not right. See, when we multiply these two terms, we will see the only, because in the question here only 2 significant figures are there, minimum are 2 now. So when we get the answer, we will round it off into 2 significant figures. So 4 significant figures will not come. So this is the wrong statement. Okay. As see, 0 proceeding to first non-zero digit are significant. Is it so? No, na? See, whenever we add 0 before any digit, these are not significant. Only the 0 after the digit are significant. So C is the wrong statement. In the answer of calculation, this has 3 significant figures. This is also true. Here the minimum number of significant figures are 3. So whatever the result will be, we will round it off to the 3 significant figure. So the option A and D is correct, and the question is asking about the incorrect statement. So the option A is right, that B and C only are incorrect statements. Okay. Given below are the atomic masses of the elements, and which of the following does not form triad? See, in such question we just see that only those elements will form triad which have the similar properties. So here, let's see, all chloride, bromide, iodide, these are from halogen, so they are similar. So this can't be the answer. See here, these two are metals, potassium and calcium, while chlorine is a non-metal. So this is the right answer. They can't come in a triad. Okay. From here also you can see potassium, calcium and chloride. They are not in the same region. Okay. They are metal and they are non-metal. So this can't form a triad. So the B is the right option. See here, lithium, sodium, potassium, these are also metals. All three are also metals. So B is the right answer in this case. Only those elements form triads which have a similar properties. Okay. The change in hybridization of the aluminium atom in the following reaction. We want to see that what will be the change of hybridization will come from AlCl3 to AlCl4 negative. Draw the structure of aluminium chloride. It is like this. So it is sp2 hybridize. And by adding one more chlorine to it, it will be, that is sp3 hybridize. Here 3 sigma bonds are there and here 4 sigma bonds are there. So it is moving from sp2 to sp3 hybridize. So A is the right option. Among the following 0.1 molar aqueous solution, which one will exhibit the lowest boiling point elevation, assuming complete ionization of the compound in solution? So we are assuming that it will completely ionize. So let's see. So here the formula is for elevation in boiling point, delta TB is directly proportional to I kBm. Here we see from this delta TB directly proportional to I. If means if somebody has lowest number of ionization, after ionization the lowest number of ions we will get will be the lowest boiling point. So let's see, aluminium sulfate, that is Al2SO4 3. So here the I value will come out to be 3 plus 2, 5. It will dissociate into aluminium 3 positive, 2 aluminium 3 positive and 3 SO4 2 negative. So 3 plus 2, 5 ions we will get. In case of potassium sulfate, K2SO4, the value of I will be 3. That is 2K positive and SO4 2 negative, right? Sodium chloride, NaCl. It will dissociate into Na positive and Cl negative. So the I value will be 2. And aluminium chloride, AlCl3. It will aluminium 3 positive plus 3 Cl negative. So I value will be 4. So out of these three, sodium chloride has the lowest I value. That is, it will complete ionization. It has the lowest value. So delta Tb value will also be the lowest one. So lowest Tb value will be for sodium chloride. This is the right option. Match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct option. Here the molecules and ions are given and we need to calculate the bond order. If we go with the general formula in which we calculate the value of bond order by half number of bonding minus anti-bonding electrons, then this will be very lengthy. But in a question we don't have that much time, so we will solve this question with the help of a trick. For this, write it down that from 8 to 20 number of electrons, that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. The bond order will be start from 0 and L with 0. Okay. And for 14 it will be 3. Just go in this increasing order 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5 and 3. And again decreasing order 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1.5 and 0. So now we need to just calculate the number of electrons for NO. It will be for nitrogen 7, oxygen 8. How 7 for nitrogen? Nitrogen electronic configuration is NS2NP3. Okay, so it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So the number of electrons here are 7. Likewise for all the atoms. So it is NO is 7 plus 8. It is 15. Here see what is the value of 15 for bond order. It is 2.5. So match 15 by 2.5. Okay, very simple. CO it is 6 plus 8. So it will be 14. So 14 it is 3. Match this. B with 4. O2 negative 16 plus 1. So it will be 70. For 17 it is 1.5. So this is the right bond order. O2 it is 16. 16 it is 2. So this. So let's see A with 3. Yes, this is the D is the right option. A with 3. A with 3. B with 4. C with 1 and D with 2. In this way, by using this trick, you can solve this question in just 1 minute. Okay. So use this formula. Next is the electronic configuration of X and Y are given below. See the electronic configuration. It is NS2NP3, NS2NP5. Means this is a nitrogen family and this is the halogen family electronic configuration. So see, whatever exam you are going to prepare, you must know the electronic configuration of all the periodic elements. For all the periodic elements, either it is S block, P block, D block, F block, it is very important. Please do it because maximum number of questions in inorganic chemistry requires electronic configuration. Okay, it will definitely going to help you. See, this is a nitrogen family, this is a halogen family, and he is talking about the type of bond between X and Y. See, it is X. It can be nitrogen, phosphorus, okay, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. And in this case, Y, it can be fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo. Here in this case, nitrogen family can lose either 3 electrons and can form a stable configuration or 5 electrons from the outermost shell and form a stable configuration. So it will be either plus 3 or plus 5. So it can form either XY3 or XY5 compound. Okay, like PCl3 or PCl5. Let's see any option or like that. Yes, XY3. And which type of bond will be there? Covalent bond. What is covalent bond? It is formed by a mutual sharing of electron between the two atoms. Okay. So in this case, B is the right option. Match list 1 and 2. These are the types of redox reactions are given and we have to match these reactions with the example. So first is the combination reaction. What a combination reaction? When we add two or more reactants and get a single product, that is known as a combination reaction. Is any example match with this? I don't think so. But if we consider this as a combustion reaction, then this is a combustion reaction. Let's move on the next option, then we will see. Next is a decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction is when a single reactant is decomposing into or break down into two or more products that are known as decomposition reactions. So here, this fourth and second, both are decomposing. So they both can be a decomposition reaction. So A goes with 3 in this and this. B with 2, B with 4. Both can be the possibilities. So we will first rule out A and D because A with 2 and A with 4 is not possible. These are not combination reactions. So this is not true. So these are not combination reactions. So now we need to just find out from B and C which one is the right option. Next is displacement reaction. What is displacement reaction? This A first, this is a displacement reaction. That is the displacement of an ion in a single compound. This is from chloride to Cl negative. This is the displacement of a ion or a compound in a compound. Okay. What is disproportionation reaction? This is a special type of a redox reaction in which a single reaction contains both the oxidation and reduction. Such type of reactions are known as disproportionation reaction. Say this H2O2 to H2 plus O2. This is an example of a disproportionation reaction for sure. Here the oxidation state is -2. Here it is -1 and here it is 0. So here it is -1, here it is -2 and here it is 0. So it is converting from -1 to -2 and -1 to 0. This is oxidation and this is reduction. Here it is a gaining of electron, here it is a loss of electron. So in a single reaction, both oxidation and reduction are taking place. So this is known as a disproportionation reaction. So see, D matches with 2 in this option. So this is the right option. Most appropriately, we can use this only because for combination reaction, we can't understand. This is not a combination reaction. No one is there where we can also give combustion reaction. So there's little mistake in a question paper. So you consider this as a combustion reaction and this is a combustion reaction. By considering this, assuming this, D is the right option. Okay. Let's see the last question. In the following pairs, the one in which both transition metal ions are colorless is, see, which metal ions will be colorless? Where the electronic configuration is either fully filled or zero filled. So in this case, let's see. So you must know the electronic configuration for all the transition metal ions. Let's try. Here it is vanadium, titanium, zinc, manganese, titanium, copper, scandium and zinc. All these are 3D1 series. Okay. So let's, in a short, we can write like scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. Okay. And they are talking about vanadium, titanium, zinc, manganese, again titanium, copper and scandium and zinc. So this is scandium and this is zinc. So only scandium and zinc on oxidation, that this 3 positive, if we remove 3 electrons from the outermost shell, the electronic configuration comes out to be argon 3d0 and here it will be argon 3d10 for zinc 2 positive. So this is zero filled and this is fully filled. Only these two transition metals will be colorless. Apart from them, all must have some electrons in the outermost shell, so they will be a colored ions. Okay, they can transfer the electrons from the ground state to the higher excited states, and these metal ions will be colored. Only this scandium and zinc is the right option. So this D is the right answer. I hope you understood all these questions. If you have any problem, you can please comment in the write down in the comment section, and we will try to solve your questions and problems. Thank you.